Alright, dudes. It is time for iCast, your freaking awesome replays. Also known as ICYFAR. This is a show which we do every week. It is based off of Fun Day Monday. It started off as something very different, whereas me just casting people's ridiculous replays. And people said, hey, we want to get involved, but it's kind of hard to, you know, find a really cool replay. Can you please do a weekly challenge? And I was like, are you guys saying not only do I need to steal Day 9's show idea, I also need to actually completely steal exactly what his show's about? Okay, yep, I'll just do that, guys. I'll just no worries. We'll just do Fun Day Monday, basically. Why not? It's been a lot of fun. Of course, the games this week were Fakeout. The challenge was the players had to do something to fake out their opponents. This is super open to interpretation. Some suggestions I gave these players was build a fake hatchery and never use it. Build a tech tree under their scout, never use that tech tree, right? Basically, just do anything you can to just screw with your opponent's head. Keep doing drops running through their base. Do all sorts of that sort of shit. So let's see how these players do. Up here in the top right, someone from my own clan, representing Taste the Bacon. It is ICYFAR. Is that meant to be like ICYFAR? I see very far? Did this guy, did you change your account name for this? I don't even know. It's probably like Steven trolling. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, in the blue, representing ICGI, it is Copa. Now remember guys, usually these are just ladder games. Players have gone onto ladder playing the challenge, so normally only one player is playing the challenge. I've had a lot of comments on the YouTube lately of new viewers saying, this guy wasn't following the challenge, you were meant to only be on one gas, but he had 4 gases. Why didn't you notice this pig? And I'm like, guys, it's fine. Most of the time, one of these guys has no idea the other dude's playing a ridiculous challenge, alright? That's part of the fun of it. Occasionally, we have 2 players who hop into a custom game, both playing the challenge. That also ends up chaotic and fun, but for now, let's update you guys on next week's topic. If you guys want to get your replays casted, I'm going to be away at the Olympics for IEM Pyeongchang next week. So it's going to be a little bit longer for you guys to get your replays in for the next one. I'll be resuming it, I think around like the 15th of February, somewhere around there. So it's about 2 weeks from now. So it's going to be a 2-week period of you to get replays in. The challenge is no micro. So we're redoing one which we've done one time before, but we didn't really have too many submissions the first time we did it. So I think it's a really good opportunity. As always, it's open to your interpretation. Figure out your way to win without microing your units. Good luck, have fun, guys. Send your replays in. Info is in chat, as per always, as well as down in the YouTube description if you are watching there. Reaper comes in, does a little bit of damage, and let's keep our eyes on what ICYFAR is trying to do here. I haven't really seen any big fake outs just yet. Ooh, gonna hide in the bushes. Cheeky. The Reaper, though, is like, nah, man, I'm just gonna go around this way. It's got his flaming. That's got to get really hot on your ass at some point. That's actually got to, yeah, it's got to get really, whew. Zerglings, oh, they're going to come back the other way and they're like, yeah, getcha, you little dickhead. Oh, he gets trapped up against the wall. Does manage to kill one Zergling to avenge himself, I guess, a little bit. Meanwhile, ICYFAR is like, haha, I have a bunch of Zerglings and I'm going to take a 3rd base. Okay, just going to go take a 3rd for now. Fair enough. Down here, the blue Terran player is going for a 2 barracks play. Looks like a 2-on-1 here. Building a ton of Marines out, getting stim, factory, and a starport with a reactor on the way as well. Uh-oh, Zerglings are coming in. The Marine micro is good, though. None of the Marines falling just yet. And he's going to take a mule. Oh, no, he's going to get a 2nd mule. Marines, get over there, you lazy dickheads. These Marines just standing around. They're like, they're those people who are like, well, you didn't say exactly what my job was, so I just stood there and didn't actually take any initiative. Marines are every manager's worst nightmare. Absolutely 0 initiative. You've got to stand over their shoulder and micromanage everything they do. More Zerglings are on the way. We've got an evolution chamber. Oh. All right. Okay, I'm going to drop you. All right. That's one way of faking out your opponent. So you got an Evo chamber. We've got overlords there and overlords there. ICYFAR is telling his opponent what he's going to do. But is he actually going to do it? Or is it like a double fake out where he says he's going to do it, his opponent assumes he's not, and then he does it anyway? I don't even know. He says, just you wait and see, mate. And there we go. We've got double Overlord drops on the way. We've got Overlord speed making as well as a ton of Zerglings. ICYFAR toying with his opponent a little. We've got another bunker. Copa's taking this super seriously. He's already been faked out. He's like, he says he's gonna drop me. He's like got a SCV patrolling the edge, and he sees the drop there. But is he gonna go for it? Let's see. ICYFAR coming in with the drop. No, is he? Okay, he's all right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, he's actually gonna drop. He says he's gonna drop. He says it, and then he does actually do it. Is Copa gonna be able to react to this? He's got another bunker on the high, and he kills the SCV and leaves. The Overlord survives. He's got a ton of Zerglings here. ICYFAR's like, you're shitting your pants, aren't you? So he's like, oh, I'm just going to fly this back and forwards. Copa's like quaking in his boots right now. He's like, that's a fuck ton of units. What's he doing? What's he doing? Meanwhile, drones are just flooding out back at home. He's saturating the natural. He's got his third up. He can start mining from that. And he's making a Roach Horn and +1 range attacks. Meanwhile, we've got an empty drop coming in. Wait a second. Instant rewind. Sorry, guys. I missed that one. So we're casting these games off replays, as always, as they are submitted from viewers. He says, Banelings Inc. comes in with the empty dropper lore. There's nothing in it. He's not even planning to drop. Forces the SCVs off the line. And Copa is like, can you get the shit out of here, you asshole? These overlords are just toying with his opponent right now, man. ICYFAR is having a lot of fun this game. Copa is like, what the shit is happening? I have a bunker at my natural, a backup bunker, and a bunker on the high ground. I've got Marines patrolling the edge. There's another empty dropper lord coming in. Copa's like, oh shit, micro. Does manage to shoot down the overlord. He's like, yeah, I bet that was filled with banelings. Hells yeah, shot that down. Just patting himself on the back, feeling really proud right now. Of course, the panic. That's really what you've instilled here, right? SCVs aren't building constantly. Mules aren't dropping. He's finally going for that double engineering bay. But Copa is turtled up harder than a tortoise in mating season. He is just like, he's got the shell over his head and he's just sitting there and he's like, don't fucking come near me. I didn't know if you guys know this. Turtles are not very excitable in mating season. They like to just hide in their turtle shell. I don't actually know anything about turtle mating except for that one video where that turtle was humping that shell. Oh, with the shoe, I mean. Do you guys remember that video? There's a lot of turtle humping videos on the internet. Used to go viral a lot. They'd make that weird noise. They go, There's a guy's pet turtle, and it was like mounting his like sneaker. It was kind of amazing. Weird videos on the internet aside, finally the 2-1-1 is going to hit at past 7 minutes. So Copa's like, yeah, man, I've got a pretty good 2-1-1 timing here. Gonna come and fuck you up with my double drop. It's right on time. Double Widow Mine shoots down yet another empty drop. ICYFAR's like, are you ready, mate? And yeah, he was ready. He shuts that down pretty fucking hard. Down here, we've got a couple of roaches who are about to meet their fucking maker because those Marines are gonna absolutely destroy them. The Marines stim, they start blasting these roaches down. Chunks of meat flying all over the place. Oh, look for the friendly fire with the Widow Mine. No friendly fire. Just kills about 46 Zerglings. Holy crap. Talk about cost efficiency. Copa is like, stop toying with me, you piece of shit. I'm gonna kill all your stuff. Decides to leave one Marine on the ground. I don't know, he looked different. Maybe he had like a freckle on his face or he's a different skin color. I don't know. But apparently Terrans are pretty like racist or something because they're just like, they just kind of shoved him as everyone was getting back in the medevac. And he's like, what the fuck, guys? They all flew off. Terrans are basically the worst people in the Caprulu sector. Protoss are all noble and shit. Zerg at least have their superior purpose of just consuming everyone's essence and making them all part of the great Zerg entity. Terran on the other hand are just like, yeah, we're just gonna send our cheap, like, poor people into battle. They're all gonna die. There we go. We'll drop a single Marine on top of a pack of roaches. Seems like a good idea. Let's send some more Widow Mines across the map as well. Yeah, all right, you know. The Widow Mine, designed by someone who clearly does not care about Marine safety. They have no programming to stop targeting on a single Zergling that's ran into the pack of the Marines. Half the time killing more Marines than they do Zerglings. Yet still consistently being produced by Terran because they're douchebags who don't give a shit. Down here, these roaches are starting to run around. So we've got mass roaches. We got Queens on the way. He's kind of transitioning to a bit more of a standard focus, right? He's like, I'm gonna drop banelings, ha ha ha. And he's kind of finally just decided, all right, let's chill it on the drops because he turtled so much. But I'm waiting for a next fake out. He says, I'm definitely not going to attack you now. He's gonna actually say he's gonna attack. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Roach speed's not done. Oh my god, the concave, the Marine, oh, the Widow Mines. Okay, most of them just wasted on Zerglings because the Marines weren't doing their job there. The Roaches are going to come forward. The Marines and Marauders with the Medevacs just mincing up a lot of these Roaches, but it looks like, yep, just a few too many Roaches in the end. He's going to evacuate out of there. Copa just pulling back into the main base. And he's going to go do the drop there. These Roaches are waddling back slow as hell. That Medevac's like, lol, just going to move in there. These Queens are like, we can totally take a triple drop. Great idea, Queens. Except for the fact that, no, you can't. One Medevac's going to go down. It does go down. But the Queens are mostly dead. The Bio running up here. Oh, he's going to try and focus down an Evo when 26 Roaches are on top of him. Yet another example of some great orders from the top of the Terran government. They're like, well, we're going to lose half of our army to potentially delay an upgrade. Instantly signed off. They don't even think about it. It probably doesn't even go to their head general. His secretary signs off that order. He's like, yeah, who cares? It's like 12 Marines, man. They're basically the peasants. We just pick them up from the Marsara slums, ship them off into battle, Starship Trooper style, and we don't really give a fuck about how many of them get murdered by ravenous aliens. Yeah, okay, a Liberator. I guess this is a unit. You wouldn't mind being a Liberator too much, except for the fact that you're always told to go and fly into the enemy's base on your own, kill a few workers before inevitably dying. Still probably a bit better than being a Marine. Realistically, I think an SCV is probably the best unit to be. You get to just basically smoke a joint all day while picking up shiny blue minerals on the ground. It's basically like going on one of those school excursions where they teach you about geology, but it's 90% just picking up shiny rocks and then saying, it's an igneous metamorphose. Some shit you don't even understand or care about as a child, but for some reason, guys, geology is an important life skill we need to teach everybody, except it's really not. Roaches just channeling in and dying. Apologies to the 3 geologists watching right now. Sure, you guys have exciting jobs. Just saying, could have done without learning about rocks in high school. Meanwhile, Marines and Marauders pushing forward into a giant fucking roach concave. Oh my god. ICYFAR is like, he's like so busy trying to convince him he's Baneling dropping. The SCVs are splitting like wild. His whole army is getting minced in the middle of the map, but it doesn't matter because he's forcing a big fucking reaction at home, and that's kind of funny. So ICYFAR, he's committing pretty hard to the challenge here. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep flying this around. That's really my own. Is he gonna? Oh, please get another spread. Just move it over. Oh my god. Oh, you just do. Oh my god, ravenous fucking mules drop on this base. They're just gonna eat all those minerals up. Very nice from Copa. Another ton of Roaches has come out though. Somehow, ICYFAR just seems to have unlimited Roaches. I still feel like there's too many Marauders there. It's 1-1 versus 1-1. 2-2 upgrades aren't quite done for the Terran. Doesn't even matter, man. These Roaches are deader than a doorknob. And just in case you didn't know, doorknobs are dead. They've never actually been alive. ICYFAR's like, is the fake out here that you think I'm losing the engage because I'm trading terribly, but in the end I'm somehow still up on supply because Roaches are pretty much free and Zerg's a bullshit race? Yeah, I suppose that is the fake out, actually. You know what? This Overlord, oh, he's just chilling on the high ground. There's missile turrets he's forced everywhere. Copa's like, can I just kill you now? Where do these Roaches keep coming from? Units lost tab. He's like, well, I've been 5,000 more resources efficient while defending your unlimited bullshit drops. Like, surely I'm way ahead. No, you're playing against a Zerg player. ICYFAR's like, haha, they're Roaches, they're free, dickhead. I've got my +2, +1 armor now. I've got more Roaches coming because they're free. Let's move some Queens out onto the map, even though I've only spread 1 Creep Tumor in a super random location on this map so far. Oh shit, you're on my gold base. So a couple Marines and Marauders are going to drop down there. A few more drop in the main. There is a giant giraffe high on cocaine ready to headbutt. Meanwhile, the Roaches catching the tanks on siege. The Marines and Marauders not even stimmed. This Liberator's just flying over the top, not giving a fuck, not trying to help at all. Finally sets up the Lib Zone once everything's dead. And oh shit, Copa's in trubs. Looks like ICYFAR with the non-stop mind games into the I'm just going to make Roaches and A-move them is trying to play the no micro challenge in the later stages of this game. Jumping into the future and already trying to complete next week's one. ICYFAR's like, lol, Roaches on your base. My god, these Marauders are killing so much, but finally they are evacuated. That gold base is going down. The Roaches though, oh man, these SCVs got to repair it to put the fire out. They're all going to die in the process. They're like, yay, we saved the orbital, but we all fucking died, didn't we? That was kind of painful. These Marauders, man, how many kills we got? We had a 9-kill Marauder, an 8-kill Marauder, and a 6-kill Marauder. There's a 2-kill Marine in there as well. You got to save these units. This is like Hero Squad. This is the fucking A-team over here, man. These guys are just killing so many Zerg. Roaches over here, though, still denying that third. And shit, man, the minerals are running low for Copa. Copa's down at like half the supply right now. ICYFAR's like, I know how to win StarCraft games. You hold down select lava and you hold down the R key for roaches. Once you make 400 roaches, then you make another 400 roaches while sending empty dropper lords through your opponent's base repeatedly. ICYFAR's like, don't worry, I'm just going to lose every single Ravager here while shit talking you. Copa's like, you're a bit of a dickhead, mate. I'm not typing it, but I can guarantee you I'm saying it to my monitor while killing endless roach armies and still somehow losing the game. ICYFAR's like, haha, here's another roach army, dickhead. I'm not going to attack you anyways. Don't worry, man. Haha. Ha. The door's down. Shit, man. Liberator zones, Marines, Marauders, the bunker's not being used. Jesus, these Marauders have killed so much this game. More units coming and getting dropped on that. Liberators are frying up some roaches. It's a roach barbecue. Turns out it's Zerg Day in the Caprulu sector where everyone just has a nice fucking delicious Zerg barbecue. Throw a couple of roachies on the barbie. Yeah, some nice roach tendies. Nothing like that to end a hard day's work. A few roach tendies on the barbecue. But, you know, the cool thing about it is it's unlike eating beef or lamb or one of those things that's, like, really bad for, like, carbon emissions and stuff. You can eat roach meat all day. They're like chickens. You can just fucking spawn them endlessly. They come in these tiny little cages. Yeah, we kind of treat them like shit. They still taste delicious. You can make them endlessly. There's no carbon footprint. No one cares. So roaches is actually the environmentally friendly choice for your barbecue. Hydralisks, on the other hand, a little bit more gas intensive, a little bit rarer. They're kind of, yeah, they're like the lamb for sure. Don't even get me started on broodlords, that's like your 250-day grain-fed aged fucking beef sirloin steak or some shit like that. Like you only eat that if you're a pretentious bastard with way too much money to burn. Meanwhile, yet again, empty dropper lord is like, he's like, I'm trying to fake you out. I feel like you've caught on to my game plan though. At this point, I feel like you're not so afraid of the random overlords. Here we go, yet another fight point into a choke point. A fight point into a choke point. My commentary is spot on at this point. Double lib sieging up. The Marines and Marauders are just massacring it. I've never seen a Zerg take so many bad fights in one game while simultaneously winning. ICYFAR. You're one of my favorite. Oh, he's gonna break the rocks. He's gonna break the rocks. He wants to trap the army. Oh, doesn't catch any units. All right, well, it was cute. The attempt was cute. Hasn't made any Hydra upgrades, by the way. So, have you ever seen a more useless unit? Look at them. They're just, like, wiggling so friggin' slowly. Okay, Hydras without any upgrades are kind of terrible, guys. Gonna go out on a limb and say that. We've got another Dropper Lord morphing. I see various files like, okay, you might not be afraid of this Overlord, but if I make another one and we fly it into your base, then maybe you will run your workers away. Meanwhile, drop comes down the bottom. Copa's like, all right, gonna just fucking kill your hatch. You know, I think I'm still in this game, actually. I've got a fourth. I got my third back up. I floated my command centers over. You know what? I think, yeah. Well, I mean, I've only casually been 10,000 resources more efficient this game. I mean, I do deserve to win because I've actually used stim and attack move. And you're an A move, no micro piece of shit race. Unfortunately, oh, don't go back for them. Loses a couple of units. I think, is this still the A team up here? Oh my god, the A team is still here. 10 kills, 6 kills, 8. Yeah, that's the A team. They lost their Marine friend, but there's still 3 Marauders and the very, very hurt medevac just hanging out in the north of the map. They're going to stim home. Was that an F2? No, he's just stimming them home. Okay, let's see if we can see yet another engagement where the siege tanks never siege up from Copa. This is my favorite move. It's kind of like beating your chest to show your dominance. Oh, wait, no, okay, he's given up on the bullshit alpha stuff and he's decided to siege his tank for the first time ever. Marines and Marauders coming down on the south side of the map. They're like, all right, yeah, we're gonna fuck your mining up, mate. ICYFAR's like, you know what? I'm running out of free units. I'm trickling my units into every single engagement. It's not going too well for me. Hopefully, my empty dropper lords can actually scare you this time. It's been like 8 minutes of non-stop. Hey, I'm gonna Baneling drop you. Hey, I'm gonna Baneling drop you. And finally, he fucking Baneling drops him. Unfortunately, that base was almost empty of workers, so he kills like 3 workers. Another Baneling drop coming in here. No, the Marines are gonna get... Oh, he shoots down the wrong Overlord. He shoots down the wrong Overlord. Only one Baneling gets out. Okay, so... the final fucking drop doesn't even do anything. That kind of makes me sad. The A team has been dropped into the main base, and they're faced with an unkillable swarm of full energy queens. So... I'm gonna give you a tip, guys. It doesn't matter how many 3/3 Marauders you have. You do not kill that many full energy queens. The A team wisely decide to run away on a suicide mission. They've left their pickup pilot, Jane McFly, over there to just kind of, they're like, yeah, you can live, honey. You're definitely not going to get us out of this one. They decide to shoot an extractor just to kind of make sure their pointless death was even more pointless. And the A-team finally dies. One of these drones picks up fucking that stupid gold necklace that, what's his name, Mr. T wears. And, yeah, it's all totally fine. Okay, Marines coming down here as well. Oh, these Banelings are just doing jack all. About 9 Banelings for 3 SCV kills. Sounds about right. The orbital is burning, though. Oh, please forget to repair. Okay, nah, he's remembered to repair. Cope is a wise dude. Meanwhile, yet another big Roach Hydra attack. ICYFAR is like, lol, just gonna crash Roach Hydra into you for days, dickhead. And there's about 47 Marauders. Once again, the siege tank's not sieging. Copa beating his chest, beating his chest, roaring at the fucking sky. Every single Hydralisk and Roach goes down. I think at this point, ICYFAR is deep down Dick Alley. He's deep in the dumpster. The taste of bin juice is deep in the back of his throat right now. He's like, you know what? Tastes a little bit like garbage where I am right now. This unit's lost tab. I feel like it might have something to do with my defeat in this game. Maybe I took a few bad engagements at some point. I'm not really sure. All I care about is the fact that I'm fucking counterattacking with some Zerglings. Let's kill some shit, man. With the multiple fucking phases of Fakeout, ICYFAR has given us an incredible game here. At this point, the drones are kind of angry. They're like, let's fight Marine and Marauder. I always wanted to be a Zergling. I feel like I do well at this job. And immediately after every single drone dies, all the Banelings come in and do nothing. The Overlords come. Copa says, oh, by the way, just so you know, I'm gonna attack you now. He's like, fucking, you piece of shit, talking smack to me all game long, taking terrible engagements, just finally smacks him down. Hats off to ICYFAR for trolling the shit out of his opponent, getting destroyed in the end. Some sweet justice from Copa after being toyed with all game. But hats off to ICYFAR. Sending in a loss always takes a little bit of bravery to send in a loss. I've been encouraging you guys to send in losses more and more. Too many people play amazing games with the challenges, and they're like, oh, I lost. I'm not going to send that in. I don't want anyone to know that I've lost a game of StarCraft before. And I'm like, guys, it's StarCraft. You're playing fucking hardcore people with a silly challenge. Chances are you're probably going to lose more than half